Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to crochet this cute little wreath. It's super simple and quite quick to make, You can hang it on your tree or anywhere you'd like around your house. For this project you will need a wooden ring. This is a 30mm or 1.2 inches. You will also need a cutting tool, a tapestry needle and a 3mm crochet hook. And double knitting yarn. I'm using acrylic. This is a little bit of red you will need just for the around here, and some green. So let's begin. So we're going to start by making a slip knot, and we're going to make a slip stitch over the ring. Now you can either choose to leave your tail out and sew it when you're finished, or like me, you can work over your tail, so you can just cut it halfway through. So we're going to start by making a chain, and then we're going to make single crochets all the way around. You will have 24 single crochets on the ring for round 1. When I get to about 10 stitches, 10 single crochets, I will cut the tail. I'm not going to work all over it. So finish your round and I'll be back when I'm done with mine. When you've finished your round, you will notice that you will have to move your stitches a little bit to fit the 24 single crochets. When you've finished your round, slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. And then round 2, we're going to start with chain 1. And we're going to place 2 single crochets into the same stitch. It's 1 and 2. And then 1 single crochet into the next. We're going to repeat this all the way around. 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet. And you will end up with a total of 36 single crochets for round 2. When you finish your round, your work should look like this, with 36 single crochets. Then we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. And round 3, our last round, we are going to make shell stitches like this. So we're going to start, each shell works over 4 stitches. So this is our first slip stitch. So into the next stitch, we're going to place 5 half double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to skip a stitch and then slip stitch into the next. So that's 1. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then 5 half double crochets, into the next stitch. 2, 5, and then skip a stitch, and then slip stitch into the next. Slip stitch. There we go. So repeat this all the way around for a total of 9 shells. Just a reminder, it's slip stitch, 5 half double crochets into the next stitch, skip a stitch, slip stitch, and repeat. So you finish your round and I'll be back when I'm done with mine. When you finished your round, you're going to end up with 2 stitches left. Right there, 1, 2. So we're going to slip stitch into the last one. And then we're going to pull the tail through and we're going to cut ourselves a tail because we're going to use that for the hanging loop. Pull on it tight to secure it. Now we don't need the green anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the needle and we're going to go back through the stitch here next to it or behind it, just to pull it through a stitch. And depending how long you want the loop to be, so I want it to be about the same as this one, I'm going to pull it through and then I'm going to make a knot, and I'm going to pull the knot tight down here. Just going to make the knot like this, and when I tighten it I'm going to pull it all the way down to the base as much as I can, like this. And then I'm going to hide the tail Go back through the same loop and then hide it behind one of the shells. There we go, we can cut this off. Now we're going to do the red. You don't need a lot, just to go around it and leave yourself enough tails to make the little bow. So we're going to thread it through. And when you do that, we're going to come from the front with the stitches right next to here. So we're going to go through this one. We're going to go through the front, so we've got the tail at the front of the wreath. And then we're going to skip a stitch and we're going to go through this one from the back. So we're going in, out, in, out, in, out. And between each one, we're going to skip a stitch. And you don't want to pull on this too tight, you want to leave it kind of loose, otherwise it'll go really thin. I'm going to do, sorry, we're going to do this all the way around, and you should have a stitch between both tails at the top. There we go. So there should be a stitch here, and then we're going to make a knot and tie the little bow. Now we're going to cut the tails to the length we want them to be. You can always use a dab of glue to pin them down so they don't go like this. A dab of glue on either side and behind the bows to the side. And if you want, you can put some little bling on each of the shells around. But that's it. That's the little wreath. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.